Framed, Part 6, Section B. At Manord or Primary, we have wet play, which means you're allowed to stay in class at playtime if it's raining, which, let's face it, it is. There's giant Connect 4, giant giraffes and an art table. The girls usually crowd around the art table and pretend to be making handprint robins or something while they talk to each other. I usually put my coat on and go and play penalties with the slate man as goalie. No one else ever goes into the playground at playtime. Until today. They were all sheltering by the old bike shed. Then, as soon as I came through the gate, they rushed to me. Hundreds of them. Like some big nightmare out of a game of Tig, and everyone was on it except me. I tried to run away, but there was nowhere to run. They all crowded around me going, "What's up there? What did you see? What did he say to you? What are they doing?" Miss Stannard saw that was what was going on and came trotting over, blowing her whistle. "Get back, you girls!" she shouted, shooing them away. Put the poor boy down." Then she pulled me out of the middle of the crowd. And I think she said, "He's mine." She took me into the foyer, shut the door and said, "Now. So what is it? What's up there? What did you see? What did he say to you? What are they doing?" "I can't really tell you, miss." "Excuse me?" "He asked me to be discreet, miss." "Discreet about what?" "I'm not sure, miss." "Were they wearing strange suits, like for chemicals?" "No, nothing like that." "Were they building something, a mast perhaps, or..." "No, miss, there's no digging going on or anything." "What did you do up there?" "He showed me a picture, miss." "A picture of what?" "A woman, miss." She looked more serious now. What sort of woman?" "I don't know, miss. She seemed nice enough. He asked me not to say too much about it." "He showed you a picture of a woman and told you not to tell anyone?" "He said to be discreet." "You must have some idea of what sort of woman she was." "Was it Charlotte Church?" "No, she was wearing a kind of sheet, miss. It didn't entirely cover her, to be honest, and there were some boys with her." "So, he showed you a picture of a woman in a state of undress, and he said..." Suddenly I remembered something useful. I said, "Miss, do you know Michelangelo?" "Not the turtles, Dylan, not now." But miss, that's enough. If you can't tell us anything, then you have no excuse for being late. I'm going to deduct you 2 merits from your score." "She'll have a job. I haven't got any merits." When it was home time, things were even worse. I was walking up the high street with Minnie. "Minnie," I said, "is Madonna from Manchester?" "No." "Is there another Madonna? Not the famous one, or maybe there's perhaps another Michelangelo, not the party dude?" "Dylan, look behind you." I did. The whole school was following us up the high street. Kids, their mothers, Miss Stannard, even George the lollipop man. They were all walking behind us like a big human tailback. And then we got to the garage. It was gridlock. Every last car in Manord was on the forecourt or on the verge outside. Anyone passing would think there was a car boot sale, except there was no one around. Everyone was in the shop. When me and Minnie walked in, it went mental. Everyone was tugging at me and asking me the same question. I couldn't see where Minnie had gone. It was quite frightening until Mum shouted, "Excuse me, there is a baby here. Could you have a bit of calm, please?" They all went quiet. Dad took Max off Mum, and then he said, "Dylan and I went up the mountain today, and I have to say we were made to feel very welcome. But the man up there, Lester his name is, he asked us to be discreet about what we saw. Now everyone started shouting again. Max started to cry. Everyone stopped shouting and apologised. "I'd like to be more forthcoming," said Dad, "but I'm not sure that I can be." "It all sounds very strange to me," said Miss Stannard. "He showed little Dylan pictures of a lightly clad lady and asked him not to tell anyone, not even his teacher. It's improper." "Lightly clad lady," said Mr. Morgan. "I heard it was Madonna." "Pictures of Madonna?" asked Marie, suddenly interested. Suddenly, from the corner where the computer was, Minnie said, "Is this it?" Everyone crowded round the monitor, and there she was again, the woman in Lester's picture. She didn't look as warm on the computer as she did in real life. "Oh," said Miss Stannard. "That Michelangelo." "Oh," said Marie. "That Madonna." It turns out that Madonna is another name for Jesus' mother, and the Manchester Madonna is a famous painting of her by a famous old painter. The painting comes from the National Gallery. Minnie kept Googling around to try and find out more. "So what's it doing up in the quarry?" said Mrs. Porty. "I said all along," said Minnie. "An international criminal organisation." "Oh," said Mrs. Porty. "I knew there was something not right about that one. His shoes are too shiny."